Thank you so much. I think I'm funnier in smaller groups. Thanks for teeing that up, guys. Thank you to Jan, and I just want to say congratulations to the other inductees tonight on all of your accomplishments. Also, thank you to Barb and to Brian up in the skybox for helping put together such a wonderful weekend. Brian, I think it's good if we retire some of those action shots now. That was a good closer for those. So Washington and Lee is an incredibly special place to me, and being in general was such an important part of my time here. I just want to take a couple minutes to thank the people that made my experience here such a positive one. Thank you to the training staff for countless ankles taped. Thank you to Eddie and the equipment staff for taking tremendous care of us. Coach Snyder, thank you for your ongoing support and encouragement. Coach Cunningham, I really appreciate you stepping in as a high jump coach for me. I'm sure I made that decision difficult on our first day of practice together when I hit my head on the standard. So I appreciate you sticking it out. Thank you to the women's track team and my good friend and captain at the time, Melissa Palumbo-Cook. It was such a welcoming group of women, and I'm so glad I got to be a part of your team my junior and senior years. And my W&L family, the women's basketball team. Especially those of you here tonight, we were a pretty small group. At times, I think we had 7 at practice, but never a group that lacked in enthusiasm, support, or character. Austin and Igo, thank you for the dedication and humor you brought to our team. Bethany, and I think this is just as much from my dad, but thank you for bringing a fast break to W&L. And my experience here simply would not have been the same without 2 of my classmates and dearest friends, Allison Kulasik-Vicari and Jessamine Fitzgibbons. My favorite Allison story, I think, happened somewhere, I think it was our senior year. Our coach forbid three-point shooting for the most part, and as our best three-point shooter, this was pretty tough on Allison. During that same time period, we were struggling with practice shorts that I'm not sure what happened, but they came down somewhere about 3 inches below our knees. So Allison's commitment to the team never wavered, but one Saturday morning for a pregame shootout, she showed up and started to shoot only 3-pointers, and we realized she was wearing a t-shirt that she had made that just said, "Don't let your shorts get in the way of your dreams." So thank you to Allison for showing us how to handle adversity with grace and humor. In men's, outside of my family, you've always been my first call. While the subject matter has changed over time, I cannot imagine a better teammate or friend over the last 20 years. I'm just thankful I don't ever have to guard you in practice again. And to the people I could never thank enough, my family. Thank you to my brother Michael for always keeping me in line and never letting me take myself too seriously. I'm not surprised to see the coach you've become today. To my brother David for your patience with me and willingness to help me on the basketball court. I can only imagine how much better I would have been had you been able to critique every game over live stream. As for my dad, when I arrived at W&L my freshman year, I was having a really good time. The start of basketball season came pretty quickly and also happened to coincide with Parents' Weekend that year. After I half-heartedly went through my first practice, I met my parents across there at Gramley's, ready to tell them I wanted to quit the team. What followed was probably the most memorable argument between my dad and me. That concluded with my dad asking if I was giving up such a great opportunity because I was upset about missing a cocktail party. So thank you to my dad for always pushing me and giving me perspective when I needed it most. And to my mom, I know that being a mom is incredibly hard, and you are truly the best. Throughout high school, I can't think of a game, meet, or match where you weren't there for me. You could not have been more supportive, and I always felt like I could do more with you in my corner. And lastly, thank you to my husband, Jason, for being my perfect balance. And also for your enthusiasm on our first date when I told you I played basketball in college. I honestly didn't know that level of excitement for women's basketball existed. outside of Colin Fitzgibbons. And thank you to my kids, Ellie, Charlie, Harrison, and Abby. I love you, and I can only hope you find experiences in your life as fulfilling as my time as an athlete at W&L. Thank you.